Alright, hi everybody. This is hopefully the last episode of Chrono Trigger. We'll see if we can get through it all. I think it's possible.
Sweet.
Alright, I'm gonna mute my own mic for just a minute because my eldest is still being put to bed. Let Julianne and Dana talk for a minute.
Let me talk. I don't know what to say.
Have we started? Hi, everybody.
I don't hear any music, so I can't say anything.
Yeah, I'm kind of weird on that.
Correct. Here we go. Okay. Get the Skype screen. Are we in the Cyrus cycle?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, sometimes silence is a good thing. I don't know if Dana also muted herself. I could hear a distant cry. That sounded kind of like Dana. But I'm unsure. That's okay. Like, what more things could I say about this battle theme? This is part 5. We've been talking about this over several hours. Like, well, here it is again. Sort of just sinks into the background. But and these and also the very rapid changes in music when you get to this level and you're kind of just like speeding through time and everything's sort of accessible to you, and you go from like this airship theme to the boss theme to the battle theme to the different ages, all very different from each other. It's like a weird kind of flow. It's like it doesn't make any sense from a logical perspective. But none of that seems strange, you know, at this point in the game.
Yeah, I'll turn my mic on for just a second here. At this point, I can do this in whatever order I want. It's all arbitrary, right?
Right.
And so, basically I'm going for the good toys and the nice gear first, and then everything else is cleanup. But, yeah, for a while we're just going to be blazing through stuff.
Me. What?
I like that this is silent.
Yeah. And he's still doing that like animation as you leave.
Yeah, I didn't remember that. That's pretty awesome.
Sort of like stuck in it. Good old ballad like town theme.
I like this guy. I think you've had enough sugar for today, sir. I wonder how that originally read.
It's funny because that's like a censorship, but it's also much more relevant and accessible to like children, probably like us.
Right, this is a fun honeymooners gender reversal.
I didn't even catch that. Little snippet of music as you just fly through the whole thing. Amazingly cheesy airship. Go to bed, Owen. Someone said good sugar.
So this dude is apparently a successful enough carpenter, despite the fact that his tools were stolen, that his descendant is
That's
also a
pretty
carpenter. Or at least he's a carpenter when he's not drinking the sugar.
Too much sugar. And hopefully we'll get Dana back online soon.
Yeah. There's a trigger for this somewhere.
Ooh, I'm not good at whistling.
There it is. Yes, I want tools. I have a notification on Skype. I imagine it might be Dana. Let's call her back. Alright. You know it's bad with the soda pop, by the way, when, like, she's thinking, yeah, he's not going to use his tools, whatever, sure, why not?
Got one tools. Do you know how they animate those clouds, by the way? Is there something to do with transparency of and these clouds too?
Oh, yes, these clouds in 600 AD I can totally speak to, because when I started to play these games emulated, SNES 9X did not yet do transparencies. And so,
you
those
couldn't see
clouds
anything.
exist in Sprite Layer 3. And if you disable Sprite Layer 3, let me see if there's a way to do that. You know what, we can take a minute here. Let's,
I didn't even think about like bright layers.
Alright. Where is it? Alright, it looks like I'd have to fiddle with the settings more than I...
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, hold on.
You take transparency
See,
off.
look, yeah, there's the
Oh my
transparencies
God.
off. This is how I used to play this game when I was like a kid in grade school on my PC. I never owned a Super Nintendo, so I emulated absolutely everything. So I've been like figuring out these configuration settings for a long time. But so what you would have to do is disable that layer whenever it was necessary to disable things. Most Super Nintendo transparencies use layer 3 like that. Looks a lot nicer with everything on that, doesn't it?
That's amazing.
Alright. Carpenter's at the cafe. That's right. Quit drinking and go to work, and teach your kids to quit drinking and go to work too, buddy. Alright, so they'll go clear out the ruins, and we can eventually restore Cyrus's grave to its proper state. At which point, by the way, we'll be done with Frog. We're going to switch to the three ladies as much as possible. Turns out Frog has to be in your party for this section. The reason to do this first is because the game's best armor is here, by the way. And this just makes everything easier. Turns out I've already killed everything down here from coming here incorrectly the first time. And I don't think I can go up yet, right? Oh no, I can't. Okay. Yeah, excellent. Okay, less good is that I forgot to refill my magic, though. So now I can't just one-shot everything. We're gonna cheat for this fight only. Nope, that wasn't doing it. We'll do this instead. Alright, here we go. This will kill everything. I am at the point now where normal fights, Chrono or Luca can just kill everything.
Yeah.
Have to not fail, though. Alright, speaking of which.
I like how the sound effects take out that bass
Yeah.
and something else. But the bass, we're all like, oh man, this soundtrack's all about the bass. The whole thing is like, that's the coolest part. But then they're like, oh, the sound effects are in like that same channel, so who cares?
Alright, here we go.
Clearly they don't.
This is the way it's supposed to work. I'm gonna try to add Dana one more time. Something was up with her connection. She came on really briefly and then we lost her.
Then I was like,
I mean, in some ways it doesn't matter. This is all recap, right? I have nothing new to say about this battle theme, as you pointed out.
I mean, except to be like, wow, we've heard this a lot. There's nothing new to say. And we've already even like re-reviewed.
Yeah. It is interesting to me that, in essence, the battle theme gets shorter the farther you get into the game. Like, we never hear even the A section now. The intro plays, and then the fight ends. And that's pretty much how the game works now.
Kind of. Yeah, it's the whole thing. I was just talking to, like, a class, actually, about this. About how you tend to hear more music if you're not as good at the game.
Yeah.
And once you get to that kind of, like, a certain level of proficiency, you just whiz through the music like we're doing right now, and you only might hear the intro or whatever, and you sort of lose. It's like kind of the reverse of games where you access more of the world as you go through it. It's sort of almost like accessing less of the musical world just because of time and proficiency.
All right.
But we've heard most of it already, so it doesn't really matter.
Right. Yeah, and some games, in theory, get harder the farther you play. The hardest moments of Chrono Trigger, I think, are still ahead. For instance, the Black Omen is pretty hard. Hold on, we have a scene though. I love Frog. It's worth noting this is the same piece of music that plays during the initial Cyrus flashback where we see Glenn turned into Frog in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the only time it's used, but it's important that
Right.
we connect back to that moment.
Love that flute doubling.
Yeah, that's a weird timbre.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of flute that would be.
I mean, flute is often paired with other instruments to make a unique sound. Violin is the most common, but we hear flute
Right.
paired with, like, if you double a part in orchestration, flute is a really common thing to be like, yeah, let's throw that in there.
Right. Gets that high register color in.
Yeah, I think so. I like it. It looks like lightning comes down and strikes the basement of this castle.
And of course, this is a track in which whatever kind of flute this is has the main thematic.
That's right. It's no longer doubling. It's taken over as like the lead now.
It's its own thing, yeah, and sort of accompanied by very strong instruments too that normally would take the fore
Yeah.
in typical arrangements, especially 90s JRPG arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. It's worth a quick mention that though Frog is the weakest of the physical damage focused people, that's Magus, Robo, Isla, and Frog, he now has a critical hit rate of something like 80% with the upgraded mass immune, so he always does double damage, which helps balance that out significantly. Anyway, we don't really care about getting the mass immune. As cool as that scene is, I just want the treasure chest in there, because we're going to be done with Frog now. Here, we'll throw him out. Hi,
This is when the
Frog.
ludic and the narrative they conflict.
That's right, there's a moment of ludonarrative dissonance there.
There you go. I like how British this is.
You got it?
Sounds good. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, Dana.
Hi, I'm back.
Oh,
Excellent.
dang.
Oh, that sounds 10 times better than it did. Okay, I think we are up and running.
Excellent.
So what are we doing?
We're just finishing Frog's quest.
Sweet.
Like the Northern Castle. You missed the actual Cyrus sequence.
That's okay.
now I'm just cleaning up some quick treasure chests. Specifically, Marl's best weapon is up here. You'll notice, by the way, Luca does like 4 times as much damage as Chrono. Everyone's ultimate spells actually have different relative strengths. Luca's is the game's strongest, and Magus's is the game's weakest.
Interesting.
Normally, that is significantly balanced by the fact that if you don't level characters a lot, Magus starts higher than most of your other characters, and he gets his magic power a lot earlier. So you won't notice that unless you play a lot.
So while we listen to this track again, how are you all doing?
Really well.
Relatively fine compared possibly to yourself.
I know.
Oh yeah, I'm having a lovely time.
So that's what's happening.
Today has been the worst day so far.
Really?
Yeah. When they first gave me like the crazy high opiate prescription, I was like, oh ha ha ha, I feel fine, other than like the flu-like symptoms as I'm sitting in the ER. I'm like, I can't believe they're gonna put me on opioids. You know, I thought it was just doctors over-prescribing because, heaven forbid, patients come back and complain about any pain whatsoever.
Right.
And then I woke up the next day and I'm like, oh, I get it now.
Oh man.
And today is worse. So, yeah.
Do you think, like, I don't know, what is
Hi,
the
Karen, by the
typical,
way.
like, time schedule, not time schedule, like, not prognosis, what is the word? Like,
when
how
are
long
you going to be
does it take?
better? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm hoping that they said as little as 2 weeks, as many as 5 to 6 weeks, for everything to disappear.
Right.
But the process is pretty gross. You know, you get all the stuff all over your body, which in my case, it's all up my arm. And it looks just like a zillion blisters, like little blisters. And apparently those are gonna get like disgusting.
Right. P.S. for not musicology people watching the stream, Dana came down with shingles a couple days ago.
Yeah, I'm
should
now
have
a
had them
roofer.
diagnose her.
Oh, our moment of politics has happened. We've got like a Donald Trump lawyer spelling of Valkyrie. See, check that out. Yeah, that's awesome.
Valkyrie.
Whoa. I don't remember that.
It's just
Valkyrie.
It's just straight up bad. There's no reason for it. Oh wait, Shiva Edge, that's the other thing I unlocked. Yeah.
But yeah, so it'll be a few weeks. From what I understand, there is almost no part of this that isn't going to be super painful. So that's really fun. Hopefully it'll be less so, but you know, as they progress, they basically like crack open. Gross.
Yeah.
I won't go into any more detail than that. So that I can guess that is going to be excruciating. So
Yeah, that sounds pretty damn awful.
yeah. Well, I'm drinking root beer.
Oh.
Are you no alcohol as well, or is it just?
Yeah, because of all the stuff I'm on.
Oh right, because the meds.
Yeah, there's nothing more than
That's really
that I
too
would
bad
love
because
than a nice big bourbon.
I was like, I would want to drink if I had to deal
Yeah.
with all of that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's like you just want to distract yourself any way possible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Karen. How did
With a concussion.
Oh my gosh,
Yikes.
all of musicology is Julianne, we're next.
you know, I think that there must be some sort of like covert ops happening.
I think Karen listened to the testimonies today and head desked too hard. That's what I'm guessing.
I didn't listen to any of it. I don't need any more stress.
That was probably a smart idea. I just couldn't look away.
Yeah, me neither. It's like watching a train wreck. I was at home with the kids all day, and I was like, look, kids, this is not going away. You're going to listen to this. And
Yeah, it's
Owen was like,
historic.
why? It's the news. It's boring. I was like, this news is
The news
actually
is
exciting today.
I know.
Oh yeah, I like the root beer float idea. I already had some vanilla ice cream, but I didn't have them together, so.
Doesn't the chef make you some root beer floats in this castle?
You can get some jerky, actually.
Probably right.
You know what? I don't
Jerky and
need
root
that
beer.
single tonic again. We'll just get that
I
early.
swear there's root beer in this game. Not just soda.
There is root beer. You pour it a session ago. We poured it on Toma's grave.
Oh, that was
that's
called
right.
root beer?
Yeah, that's the root beer.
Full root beer.
Maybe it's soda
Aw.
pop, but I've always understood it as root beer for some reason.
I think they say it's root
Close
beer.
to beer.
I think he asks you to buy him a root beer when you first meet him.
Maybe.
Would that be it? So we know he likes it. Anyway, root beer is super delicious. I'm drinking Boylan their root beer. It's pretty good.
Sounds excellent.
Is that a fancy root beer?
It's like a lower end fancy. Like it's you can find it pretty much everywhere. It's not like a craft root beer.
Cool.
But I do enjoy craft ones when I can find them in a store, and that when they're not the alcoholic ones. The alcoholic root beer is disgusting.
Oh man, Karen.
A splort of tonic water.
So, if you guys wait until you finish the Rainbow Shell dungeon to come here, you miss out on this whole sequence.
Ah,
Huh.
You'll notice the Chancellor is being like a super douchebag here.
Oh, listen, notice the mother's name, Eliza. It kind of reminds me
sounds
of
like a Zala.
yeah, like going back. It kind of links to the prehistoric era.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Great job. Go visit the king after I told you that blood-curdling story about him.
Yeah, it sucks when like something happens and then you can't go to something you were excited about. I'm in a wedding in July, and I already texted to do like a contingency plan with the bride because I'm like, if I still have these things or even like the remnants of these things, I don't want to be in photos like that. So I'm gonna wear like a long cardigan with my bridesmaid dress.
Yeah, this
The
line
other
of dialogue in
part-
particular is really harsh.
Oh yeah, let's throw her out. Ooh, here we go.
Silence again, by the way.
Yeah, that's an intense moment.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And then it just comes back and it's like, oh,
Like,
castle's
okay,
normal.
yep.
Did you
Castle.
note the twinkle in the Chancellor's eye?
Yeah.
That was a twinkle in the eye? I never knew what that was.
Chancellor is kind of an asshat.
He's also not the Chancellor.
Oh, no.
OMG. Yeah, but I feel like you never get to see the real Chancellor for more than like 2 seconds at a time. So like
This guy's the real Chancellor.
the impression that
See?
you get is always You always get the impression that the Chancellor is terrible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like there's just like a lingering douchiness.
Oh yeah, fanfare.
Oh yeah, red clothing. We need it. None of the other colors of elemental absorption stuff really matter that much, but all the fire stuff is where it's at.
Yeah.
Alright.
I haven't met too many Chancellors, so it's hard to say if I just trust all Chancellors or just the Chrono Trigger ones.
I think I just distrust all of them by nature.
You know, the riding around in this spaceship time machine music kind of sounds like good hold music to me.
Oh, it's great hold music. It's really interesting contrasting like the castle theme, which has all those like sharp fours and feels very like kind of aspirational, and that kind of stuff tends to be like sky music, but then you get the airship music and it's just sort of like this like Weather Channel
Yeah.
thing.
It is
like,
very Weather Channel, yeah.
like
So,
when you're just like looking at the
you
scan.
can
know,
in fact sit in the throne and trigger a
Yes.
laughing animation here.
That's my
Oh
favorite.
yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, we thought it was the first
Can we
throne.
just real quick see every single person's laugh? Just for fun.
Yes.
So we have cute giggle.
Covering the mouth, of course.
I like Luca's because she has kind of like an evil genius laugh.
Luca has the Japanese
Well, we just
anime
saw-
ho 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 laugh, the rich schoolgirl laugh, Karin Kanzuki's laugh.
Hmm.
Frog has like the chortle.
Chortle. Pretty good word.
I just assumed he didn't laugh and it was just like him doing a normal like ribbit. That one's very like
don't even know what that one is.
like belly laugh. The way she's opening her mouth so wide.
Robo kind of doesn't have a laugh. He like munches.
He looks like a Muppet.
he just eats.
He does.
looks like a
his
Muppet
his
laughing.
head opens like a
Does.
Muppet.
Yeah. I love that. The like Bela Lugosi in Plan 9 from Outer Space, like kind of covering his face so no one can tell you're not the same actor.
Jesse, we can do that. Does that mean that we sub in Magus after the Tyranno lair? And also, is there cool extra dialogue if you happen to have Magus? I actually don't know this.
I don't remember. I know I use him a lot at the end of the game when I'm playing.
Discounting the team aspects of the game, as a single character, it's hard to top Magus.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is
yeah.
just like hands down my favorite track in this game.
I love this moment of this track.
Yeah, this is a really cool thing.
The kind
like-
of moment of keyboard virtuoso, evil.
But then
Like,
jumping into like
breaks it.
slow jam bass. I
Yes,
love that.
exactly. It's very like metal. And nothing's more metal than a lizard actor.
Yeah. Oops, I messed up. Sorry. The ability to fix your mistakes. That's where it's at. I was telling Julianne just before the stream started that we need to start the Black Owen by about 10:30 or 10:45 if we're going to finish at midnight, so I'm going to
Okay,
power through some of these things.
no problem. I mean, we're not getting much in the way of new themes here.
Right. I guessed wrong. But again, guessing wrong is okay.
So I love this continuation of that.
Yeah, sorry I fast forwarded there.
Oh, okay. We'll come back to it.
Yeah. I do like that this music plays continually throughout this dungeon. There's no battle theme.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we talked about that.
The good flow we get from that.
Bye,
And that's
kitty.
why I start to hate this music after a while, even though it's so good.
Nah, it doesn't
It
get
gets
to
on
me.
my nerves. It's so like heavy and rich. It's like eating a giant chocolate cake with no breaks.
That sounds like a fun Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to eat a giant chocolate cake at pretty much any point.
Alright, so we get this version where we just have kind of the music boxy quality.
Yeah.
I love how we then add this counter melody below in the bass part.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
It's, I mean, because otherwise, most of it repeats pretty similar to what came right before, but it just it expands the theme out a little bit.
Yeah, it is a really baller bass track. Alright. Luminaire will not apparently kill these guys in one go, so I'm not going to bother. For some reason, Antipode 3 is stronger than Delta Force.
Yeah, I always liked this particular spell.
That plus Luminaire will do the job.
Just the way that bass line announces itself. Love that.
Yeah, it's outstanding. That's my favorite part of the track as well.
It's in a high register, so it definitely has kind of a exclamatory effect. Like, hello, here I am. I'm gonna take over and do something kind of different, even though the top's gonna do the same line.
It really evokes a kind of a live performance where the bassist kind of starts jumping in with their little kind of showboaty.
Yeah.
Here's my counter, my improvised counter melody, but of course heard a million billion times. And to me, it gets on my nerves, but whatever. I think I'm in the minority.
I'm just always like, oh yeah, this track. And then it starts over, I'm like, oh, this part. And then it gets to the second section, I'm like, yeah, this section. There's just no section that I don't love. I always miss the very intro though, that awesome organ moment that we start with before we launch into the main loop.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't leak the intro.
Yeah, unlike Magus' themes, where we do ramp up and then go back and start with the slow intro.
Right.
Yeah, which is
This
strange.
one, it's like once we're in it, we're just straight up rock and roll the whole time.
It is worth a mention that this is the only long dungeon we have to do that isn't the Black Omen. Genodome is relatively short.
Yeah.
I like how the screams of the enemies sort of fit right in with these blasts of horn and electric guitar.
It's like a metal guide. Like a heavy metal scream.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of over.
Like a falsetto.
I like how the sound effect used for the spins changes based on what number spin Chrono's on there.
Oh yeah.
It's a far more complicated processed sound effect than it needs to be,
Yeah.
which I think is awesome.
Interesting.
Oh crap, wrong one.
And of course, those cartoony like sound effects.
Yeah.
Falling down the hole. Very Looney Tunes. And maybe anime as well. But I'm only familiar with Looney Tunes. Actually, really only familiar with like anime.
Figured I would, since I was dealing with tech issues, I'm now doing like a little social media blast for folks that may not be joining us yet, and I added another shingle pond, so Julianne will be happy.
Yeah. I gotta check it now.
I like how the game lets you think that you can walk by him. And it's like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have tried that,
Nice
right?
try.
We're like, if I just sneak by this giant Chrono.
Maybe he's sleeping. Don't wake him up.
Of side quest bosses, by the way, about half of them get this boss music and half of them get normal boss music.
Yeah. I mean, this one, can you imagine putting the regular boss music with something whose sprite is this giant? It just doesn't work.
I think we had one case of that maybe last stream or 2 streams ago with a giant spray.
Giga Gaia,
Yeah,
the boss on
like
top
the
of Mount
boss.
Woe, all three of us thought we were going to get this track.
Right.
We got the
okay,
normal boss
that one.
music. Yeah. Yeah, I would have bet and lost money, actually, that we were going to
Do you
get this
think that's
track.
because of the way that this music has been associated with sort of giant sprites, or do we think it's something also to do with the music itself?
I think of it as the big boss track. So when I see literally a large boss, then, I want it.
I wonder how long the loop is compared to the other boss battle. I think it's a slightly longer loop as well.
I think so.
I think you're right.
I know in the transcriptions, the regular boss battle was like 2 pages on a condensed piano score, and this is 4. So,
If memory serves correctly, Trigger, the unused battle track, actually has the shortest loop. But I don't care, it really is the best. They should have put it in the game somewhere.
yeah, I like the Doomsday quality of this one. I mean, there's something about, specifically JRPGs, the ancient or epic boss, when they get their own special theme, like Atma Weapon's theme is also really excellent.
Oh.
FF6.
Yeah.
But it also, you gotta save that. You can't use it for every boss. It wouldn't feel. It would feel super out of place.
Yeah, I think Final Fantasy VI has the better musical pacing of these 2 games.
For sure.
Especially because putting like Atma Weapon's theme where it is with the floating continent and everything makes you think that you're at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's that whole like
Brand new epic music that you would
Fake
think
out.
is deserved. So it's just so well done.
Of course, the reason that the pacing is going to be so different, this game, the pacing has to do with the way you're jumping through time, so like it's supposed to be out of order in a way.
Yeah.
It can't
Yes.
progress. Progress really chronologically, right?
Chrono. Well, yeah, and it's especially when you get to these like all of these side quests,
You're really jumping around, yeah.
you can't really do too much about the music in the 90s at least.
Right. I love how this generation of royalty has figured out your whole game at this point, right? Like, they know that you're time travelers, they know everything about you, they're cool with you.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, hey guys.
Also, with Magus in the lead here, she asks for the sake of Magus, which is hilarious to me. Because, like, they spend their whole lives fighting Magus.
Huh.
I mean, Magus is basically, Spike, right? Spike and Buffy.
Nice.
Like, you're like, oh, you did so many terrible things in the first few seasons, but we kind of like you now, even though you're still a dick.
I love how if you talk to Lean without Frog, she's like, wait, what has happened? And then if you visit her...
And then his theme
Oh,
forces
hey,
itself
Frog.
upon us. Hello.
Alright. Well, that was fun. Back to, we have to have Marl in the party to actually trigger the next quest, so...
Such musical whiplash. Especially because, like, the menu has... That menu switching thing has its own music. This has its own music.
This game causes that musical whiplash effect far more than most other JRPGs.
Is this our fifth Chrono Trigger?
Yes. And this should
I'm gonna post
be...
a link to your YouTube channel, Ryan.
Do it. This should be the
for
last
sake of
one.
the chat. I want to go back to Frog's theme. Just all the slides. We've talked about how much we love that. It's like every other note.
Yep.
I am into that.
So there was no treasury before. They build the treasury specifically.
But yeah, they don't want you like rooting around in there.
Once
Getting
you get the
all
rainbow
them
shell.
treasure chests.
Notice this treasure chest gets added. It's locked. We'll be back for that.
You said that so ominously. I'm
Second
picturing
person
like,
in the party
like tented
finds the letter.
fingers, like Ryan sitting back in his chair, like we'll be back for that.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm on it.
Oh, here
Yes.
we go. We haven't heard this one in a hot
I didn't
second.
even know it came back.
Yeah, every major flashback sequence or past event has one tying event. It's not unlike Final Fantasy VI's plot structure, except that the same music returns. It's not like modal transformations like it is there.
The like harpsichord moments.
That is a big
Whatever.
typo.
I like that texture.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that? What even is like? Yeah, we've definitely talked about this.
I mean, it's basically a tremolo effect,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
But-
sounds
not.
like stylistically like something that I can't place. Something weirdly Italian.
Yeah. Well, there's something in the string section too. The way that the string voices are moving against each other just reminds me of so many concerto grossos. Like slow movement.
I did not
Perfect
realize
for
the
the
Ocean
Middle
Palace
Ages.
theme comes back here.
Maybe.
This is like a big endgame moment here, right?
Oh yeah.
This
Oh,
is
it's-
really some musical whiplash. We're hearing a lot of stuff.
And all the best stuff at the same time.
Yeah, this is the way to go.
Oof. Every single part of this is good. The
Marl's scream.
I like that
I'm
Magus
looking-
here is like, you're dumb.
like how many parts of this are good? We get our piano ostinato. We get the awesome bass line that's like moving super ominously and
This
super
track
low.
is up there for my favorite dungeon theme in all of JRPGs. I love this Ocean
Got our
Palace theme.
Magus
It's
quote.
fantastic.
Also, that modulation that just happened. Hello.
Oh gosh.
Oh, speaking of which, if you go to 8-Bit Music Theory, they have a 15-minute long Chrono Trigger music theory analysis.
Here, I will post it.
And it's fantastic. There's a lot of cool modulations on 2 chords in
The
Chrono Trigger.
non-functional harmony one?
Yes.
Is that the one you're thinking?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, 8-bit music theory is awesome.
What are the 2 chords that they're saying? Or is it? Two chords.
This track
Like
modulates between
Roman
2
numeral?
chords. Dana just called it out, right? And Secret of the Forest also modulates between 2 chords and its accompaniment. I think this track actually walks it down instead.
We start in F minor. I'm trying to think where, and then I think it goes down to G minor. So I think it modulates down a third.
But whenever you have a track that is based on around 2 chords or 2 different scales, they emphasize the tones that don't fit, like that are not common between the 2. They emphasize the difference and the dissonance between the 2 things they're jumping around to, which is rare.
Right.
Normally you would emphasize
There
the
it is. That's the
commonalities,
modulation.
Yeah.
and that's a big part of what makes Chrono Trigger have its unique sound.
Well, and this whole section is slipping too, so it modulates down to D minor, then it slips to D flat minor, and then it slips down to C minor. So we keep getting these half-step slides downward in that section.
Yeah. And that certainly helps the looping to feel like you're sort of getting new material, and it's really just a way of like having a kind of tonal disorienting or because there's also not a lot of like really like formal functions in a traditional sense. There's not a lot of like traditional cadences. There's not a lot of like even our art things like for like scale degree 4 and scale degree 7 all in like a dominant context, dominant tonic context. We don't really get them. We don't really get cadential moments. We just get these kind of slides through different keys, and this is a very common technique to kind of keep the loop lively and vital without having too much tonal.
Yeah, I agree with Lenny in the comments, by the way, that this definitely propels you forward, putting this track here, that you're not in the castle anymore, you're not just running around collecting treasure chests for the hell of it, like, it matters right now.
It's that, plus it's that it's this theme that we associate with Zeal, right? And that we have some of the instruments that represent that lost past, the lost paradise and the strangeness and the not all is right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so here's the letter. Shall we burn it?
Shall we burn it?
Okay, Jesse,
That's why
good.
we wanted to hear it. Meanwhile, Marl was jumping up and down like, yay! You guys, we found the shell. Also, I'm picturing him reading it to her now. Like, this special bond. I don't
Very
know.
Snape voice.
Yeah. Snape with, like, a little bit more of, like, a Transylvanian accent. That would be great. If I could do it, I would. And the other thing that's really interesting, we had the trial theme. When we initially do the trial, we have the trial theme, and then we have this, right? As Chrono gets carted off.
Right.
We still have those 2 bookend moments.
Yeah.
But we insert that dungeon that has nothing to do with any of it.
Yeah, I'm actually going to
And
swap
especially
people
this
back.
character switching music.
I'm sorry. Since we're done with Magus for the game, though, until his side quest, which we may do next, I'm gonna swap good things back in.
Is this one the hidden truth? Yes, this is the hidden truth.
Another flute or piccolo dominant track.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of flute in this game.
That's just the trial theme reworked, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I think it's even. Is it in the same key?
I think it is.
Oh, it's up a third. It's up a major third.
Okay.
But it's in about the same register. And just the repetition of that section of the loop gets, like, cloying. Because the original section it was written for isn't as long.
Right.
Correct.
But here it seems like it goes on a little long.
Now we have this little
There we
fade
go.
out.
I love this jump that's coming up,
love
by the
this.
way.
Hey, Minoria Cathedral.
It kind of fits for this room, I think.
Well, because of the stained glass, right?
That's right, right.
And this whole, like, Messiah thing going on right now.
For sure.
she's like, wee!
That jumping animation, or lack thereof, I should say, reminds me of Shantae, half genie hero. Like the look, the jump, the smile, all of it.
No idea what you're talking about.
It's this indie action platformer game by Way Forward. It's started on Game Boy Color, and I think there's 4 games in the series now. The latest one just launched today and got reviewed, which is how I was thinking of it. So, of the side quest bosses, this guy has the most HP of any of them except the giant dinosaur.
Really?
Yes, he's also the hardest.
Yakra 13.
Here we got our regular boss music.
Yep. It's so hunting horn. I feel like I need to go up and like gather my hounds. Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Yeah, we were like about to charge off into the distance to attack something instead of sitting here stagnant.
Yeah. Is that propelling you forward even though you're actually sitting here?
Yeah, and we do kind of just modulate up that half step. Or one full step, I'm not sure.
Minor third.
God! My ears really lost if I stopped continuous training. There's so much chromatic that it feels like
Bum,
it's
bum,
like...
bum, bum. Yeah. You're right.
There's that like middle mixture, you know, it goes to major, and then it's sort of a very smooth modulation.
Well, and then we keep getting the 3-4-2-4 in the B section. Right here.
I love this retransition because it just so totally like disorients you, so that you can go back to whatever. That's another thing. Another very common.
It's so funny that our A section is in 4, and that whole B section keeps flipping between 3-4 and 2-4. It really does knock you off guard.
Yeah. He should be pretty close to down. At which point we have 2 short side quests and 1 biggish one, and then we'll be off to the last dungeon.
Alright.
Which I really can't wait to talk about. I'm absolutely in love with the dungeon music for the final dungeon in this game. Here we go.
Yeah, you're in love with it. Do you want to marry it?
No, not gonna marry a song.
I will.
You get married to a song. I will.
Sad times.
Yeah.
This is like sad lullaby. Like I'm singing you to sleep, but I'm sad about it.
I feel like this is the game's only downer track, so they use it in all these sad moments.
False. Sealed door depresses the hell out of me.
Yes, that's true. But that's
like just
they
your
can't
soul
use that
dropping
here
out the
because that's
bottom.
reserved for specific moments in the game, right?
Yeah. Yeah. There's also the like depressingness in the future of just like everyone's given up, those themes.
But that's like an emotionally dead depression. That's not like a I'm sad necessarily. Like this is the I'm sad song, right?
Like this is you're really feeling, especially with this like piccolo.
And that, for me, it's the string line right there. I do accept Sealed Door, and I also accept whatever plays the one with the giant piano bass note that we've been like harping on forever. Like when
Harping on.
the one that we didn't want to talk about because it's the one that plays where Chrono dies, basically.
I thought that was Sealed Door.
No, I thought Sealed Door was dun 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 dun. The one that when you open one of the sealed doors. Maybe it's the same.
Yeah.
No, I think it is the same one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking about Sealed Door as the one that plays when you open the other domes, but I think you're right.
Like the only, as we remember, I was okay with talking about Sealed Door and being like, cool, it's in 5A, and then beyond that, I'm just like, I'm gonna disengage. No, that one just gets under my skin.
The castle song feels really refreshing and like homey at this point. Now that we're all done with the scary. I said refreshing.
Oh. It's those sharp words, man. Oh, god damn it. Shinkling at the rain.
It actually has not been very rainy here. It has been cool though, which thank God, because I'm wearing long sleeves for my sake and so that nobody has to look at me. I've also been pretty much quarantined the past few days. I haven't really left my apartment. Haven't wanted to, haven't felt like it. Also, just don't think anybody needs to do that.
Right. This sword is among the most broken weapons in all of JRPGs, and I love it.
Broken in the best way.
That's right. In the Nintendo DS and iOS remakes, there's actually one sword that is better still.
What?
Madness, I tell you!
I've only played the cartridge, so...
Yeah, it turns out at this point in the game there's a bonus side quest, and when you see Scala again, she gives it to you.
You see Scala again?
Yes, because you see her
answerable.
in the Dream Devourer form.
Oh, what?
From the end of Chrono Cross. So you fight Scala plus Lavos combined as this game's final bonus post-game boss.
Wow. La la la.
And spoiler, since we can't show it eventually, you don't actually win. You fight long enough to realize that you need something else to do it. Because, of course, this party does not have / wield the Chrono Cross. Alright, that's Magus's castle. We need other castle now.
We need Ozzy.
Yes, we do.
Oh, so great. I love this, like, touring us through all the best themes of the game.
Yeah, it truly is.
I like how he's like, you are the great Magus. Alright.
The nerve, I've been saying that all week. Shingles travels along the nerve.
Oh my gosh.
All we're gonna get is Shingles puns for like the next week and a half out of you.
I just need to distract myself any way possible. Like, I've definitely had more serious, quote-unquote, pain. Cornea scratch, way more painful, but that's like... This is pain plus burning, plus tingling, plus, like, extreme sensitivity to temperature, and, like, anything briefly touching it.
Right.
Stiffness and aching. It's like so many different types of pain at the same time. I would say I've never had anything worse in that sense. I've never had like so much.
Right. Maybe you can only charm the stuff from them in the final fight. I'm gonna assume that and move on. Because we need to get going. If we're gonna do this, the forest and Genodome. This dungeon, by the way, is by far the easiest of the endgame side quests.
Oh, yeah. Sounds almost like Kefka.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
I love this, by the way.
Yeah.
Hans and Franz go down the garbage chute.
Hey Pete, welcome. Oh, I love that. I love how the music is just like instead of it's like not like a record scratch, but it's just like oh.
Yeah, it's like a slow down to stop. I love that they're willing to just have a whole dungeon dedicated to comedy, basically.
Yeah.
And even if you're not over-leveled, these fights are very easy.
Yeah. It slices, it dices, it's Super Slash! 3 easy payments of $49.99. 3 easy payments and 1 difficult payment.
I didn't even have to have Magus cast anything. 2 actions, he dies.
Yep.
I used to think that Magus's fighting animation was actually him holding a chicken leg.
Oh, now I'm good.
I didn't see the gloves.
So Julianne, you need a blog that is just like ways that you saw sprites.
Because I was young enough that I was like, okay, yeah, sure.
So I like that it takes 3 stabs to kill him, and he doesn't think to get out of the way.
Yeah. Well, those imps are kind of dumb, so...
Yeah. What is annoying about this side quest is unless you really know your stuff, you're going to miss this room, which is the only room worth visiting here. It has a tab and all of Magus's best equipment that's all custom.
Mm-hmm. I love the harpsichord in this track. It just adds so beautifully to the sneakiness, because we often use pizzicato strings for sneaking.
Yeah.
And also just the way we keep getting this pop pot. and then interrupting it with the arpeggiation. Oh.
I love how we get the big scary boss theme for these guys, even though like they suck.
Well, they think they
really
deserve
don't
this
deserve
one.
it.
Right, they think they're amazing.
That's really funny.
I do want the gear, by the way, for at least Flea, so I'm not going to kill everybody until then.
I wonder if the battle themes are determined by how enemies feel about themselves. Like self-esteem.
Nice. I do really like, by the way, that they use your own triple text. The one that they just did is Chrono, Marl, and Frog. They'll also do pairings of... Yeah, here. This one is Chrono and the two ladies from 1000 AD. That one is like Chrono and Lucas Fire Sword. They do all sorts of your stuff, just very badly.
I really don't think battle themes are determined by how enemies feel about themselves. It's more like how the game wants you to respond. It's more of a player cue than anything, but in this case, I think it is how they feel about themselves.
Agreed.
Because this
completely.
dungeon's a little more comedic.
This is going to be the last time we see Isla, by the way. We will not use her after this. There's a couple cool things I could steal, but then I have to have her for important plot points, and her dialogue's no fun, so get ready to say goodbye.
Yeah, on the topic of low self-esteem bosses, I always think of the ghost in Undertale. He just wants to show you his fancy hat. That broke my heart right at the start of the game. I was just like, I have to do a pacifist run, because I can't stand like the feelings that this is giving me when this ghost showed me his hat. It's such a dapper little top hat.
So, shoutouts to Daniel Starkey, game journalist who I visited in the Twin Cities a while ago, and he just straight up bought me Undertale so that I would play it. And it is
nice.
fantastic.
Yes.
So I'm really thankful that he added it to my Steam library, knowing that I would play it out of guilt, if nothing else.
Wonderful.
Especially if you're
too.
familiar with JRPGs and the structures of especially fighting and battle and how it sort of undermines them and undermines a lot of typical expectations of those kinds of games. It's really, really fun and interesting and does not take very long. Unless you want to do several kinds of playthroughs, of course.
Right. Yeah, it's wonderful.
I love that you don't actually have to fight here,
wasn't
by
a
the way.
huge-
This is the best.
Oh, the kitty. Hi, kitty. Yes. Badass cat.
Cadillac, I bet.
I bet
yeah,
it
it's
is.
got to be Cadillac, for sure.
And then somehow he ended up in 1000. What'd he want? Yeah, so... Well, that ghost is like the very first thing you fight, so that's not too big of a spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just, I was playing. I didn't really know a lot about the game when I started. I just knew that my students were obsessed with it. They were arranging a zillion tracks from it for their recitals. They continue to be obsessed with that soundtrack.
It's
Nice.
a great soundtrack, too.
It really is.
Side effect, it's a great soundtrack.
Yeah. And so then I started playing, and I was so intrigued by like, oh, you can like try to flatter him or tell the thing a joke instead of fighting it. And so I was just like playing with that. And then when I got like through the battle without actually having to hurt it, I was like, oh, wonder if I can do this all the time.
Yeah.
So
Which
it was
of
kind of
course
nice
you can.
that I hadn't read too much about it, you know. So I was able to just
That's fun to figure out.
serendipitously discover it, and like there was a lot of joy in going, oh my gosh, I can try to do this
Sorry
all the
if
time.
we spoiled that for anyone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, this is very unfeeling music.
I think somebody left like a really big wind chime out.
Yeah, like they didn't even want to clean up. They're like, I don't care.
That's what
I
it
don't care
reminds-
what the strings do. It's like the easiest voice leading.
Yeah,
It's like I don't even want to get out of bed. If
Yeah.
music had that feeling.
I really think of it as like a wind chime, like an accidental wind chime, like because some building toppled over and there's just like metal strips hanging from wires that are
Yeah.
banging into each other.
Oh, Robo
Totally.
has to be in the lead for this. My bad.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, because he has to R2D2 all of the tech, you know, where like R2 plugs in and like fixes it.
Right, right.
Ugh.
So the most powerful dual tech in the entire game is not Anticode 3. But it is... Which one here? Here we go. We don't see a lot of cool Robo stuff most of the time, so throw some cool stuff out there.
I also hate this battle gauntlet trope, this like genre of either elevators or conveyor belts where there's constantly enemies and the music just continues forever and you never know when it's gonna stop.
Yeah.
Oh, not my favorite.
No, it's a kind of an easy, like, this is a moment that can be challenging. Like, that, it's just like, it's such a lazy way to do that, right?
Yeah, it is. They should have just had like one fight that's harder. But it lets me show off lots of different cool techs that we don't get to see. I really like this
Yeah.
one, for instance.
Looks dangerous. Better hope that Robo has, like, a good grip on you.
Alright, for the sake of time, I'm going to start fast forwarding through some of this stuff. Yeah, like this. The fifth fight in this gauntlet or whatever, we don't need to do that. Alright.
And that like leaking green goo. Unless it's not green goo and I just see everything in this game.
Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Every battle basically now gives you either a shield or a lapis, which is absurd. Alright, come back later for that one.
I love that the item Lapis gives you, like, it's an MP booster, right? Isn't it?
It's 200 health to everybody, which is
Oh,
remarkably
it's 200
useful.
health. 200 health. Well, you know, that's based on lapis lazuli, which is beautiful. Did you know it's a metamorphic rock?
What?
Yeah. It's also, you know, they prized in ancient Egypt. It is an ingredient in pigments. They had an Egyptian blue that it took scientists into the 20th century to be able to replicate. They couldn't figure out what there was. They knew there was copper in it. There was crushed up lapis lazuli. I don't remember what else was all in the pigment. And it was something that was really associated with royalty in Egypt, and it took scientists a really long time to figure out the exact thing. It was a bunch of Egyptologists, of course, that were playing around with it and finally figured it out.
Wow.
Nice.
It's also my birthday, so I feel
Really?
better.
What month is
now.
lapis for?
December.
I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is just some weird rock. All right.
Well, it's got the blue, but then it has like the gold flecks in it. I've always thought it was cool
it's
stuff.
super cool.
Although usually everybody has, so you have like a really rare gem for a month, and then there's also like a less common.
Yeah,
So-
it's also turquoise is like
Turquoise.
the other.
Oh yeah, you don't get any like gemmy gems.
Yeah,
Those
no,
are
I'm pretty like hardy rock. Month.
See, I get opal, which is awesome. I'm a big fan of opal in the way it has like the flecks of
Opal's
rainbow
great.
in it. And
I
then
get garnet, I know.
My common one. My common one is, I think, like a pink topaz or a tourmaline, something like that. I know it's pink, and I was like, ew.
Okay, so that fanfare there has always been weird to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to
That's
be
like-
there.
Yeah, what is going on there? It's not creepy.
You're just like unlocking something for later on, right?
It tells you that you can get there somehow. I
Yeah,
have to
that's the fanfare I associate with screwing things up at the fair when you're in the tent.
Oh yes, that's where most people are used to that.
So it's theatrical and out of place here.
I just feel like if we had self-driving cars, this is what would happen. They would just rebel. Have we even talked about this music?
Yeah,
We talked
It
about
was
it way
a while-
back in session
it would have been the
1.
first one.
Yeah.
Huh.
We've
Oh,
talked about it just being
yeah.
kind of cool.
You realize that's almost like a month and a half, right? So
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think it's April or something.
Yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about it just having that like cool,
certainly
funky
fits.
jazz moment.
Fits very well with the battle music, with the bass. It's sort of like the funky jazz plus, morphing into that kind of rock.
But I
but
know
very
one
bass
reason
focus.
I've never said much about it is it's cool, but like it doesn't do much for me musically.
it's
just
very
kind of
percussion and drum heavy, not unlike the Magitech Factory in Final Fantasy VI.
Right.
yeah, but that one there's like the hammer and it's got that like human quality to it. This is not to
mechanistic.
say I don't like this track. It's just that there's like a stasis to it.
Yeah, and it has the same kind of like not lazy, but kind of aimless chord, like string, sort of
Yeah.
string chords.
It's because it's the same. It's only a 2-measure loop, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then they just add other layers to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. But yeah, that string
Having the bass
thing
repeat so
echoes
often,
the
though.
music outside, right? Because we also get aimless, floating held strings
Yep.
that aren't super prominent. I mean, I think this track is just absolutely brilliant as a motivation. It just kind of keeps you going, keeps you chugging along. It's not
It is
super...
just me playing, by the way, in the chat. I need to figure out how to have other people play, though, because I want to be able to pass the controller between me and Dana when we do Mega Man and Zelda coming up.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could just be in the same room. We could have visit time.
Works for me. Ooh, I didn't want to go that way. No. Oh, do I have to do the whole thing again? Oh, no.
Yeah, we've been running on emulator. When we did FF6, we were doing, what was it? It was like the DS version, and it was patched.
Oh yeah, for Final
the
Fantasy VI, we did the Game Boy Advanced version, patched to be as good as the Super Nintendo version. I had a custom ROM hack that was really pretty damn good. Alright, sorry I went the wrong way there, and for the epic amount of fast forwarding that I did to make up for it.
What emulator do you use? Right? Is this like ZSNES or what? Which
This
one do you
is
use?
SNES 9X.
Okay.
1.53. If that matters to people. The Game Boy Advance emulator was VBA-M, though any of them are reasonable and good.
Ugh, my internet stinks. Sorry, guys.
So if it's possible, one of the times coming up, I want to do Mega Man 2. I am really good at that. I'll let Dana do Mega Man 3, and we think we can do 2, 3, 4, and 5.
We could split 4 because I love 4.
If you do 4, I'll do 5. Then we'll be set.
Oh, there we go. That would be fun.
I think we could get through all 4 of those in 3 hours.
All right. Can we talk a second about the bow in her?
It's
metal?
very Mrs. Pac-Man, isn't it?
What's the difference? Well, she's got a bow on her head. Wayne's World, anyone?
Nope.
I don't get the reference either, sadly.
Man, they asked the arcade owner.
From
what
the chat,
difference between his
1
Pac-Man
is
and
only the hardest
Ah.
because of 2 specific sections,
Nice.
and it's those annoying platforms in Iceman's stage and Wily 1 because you gain
you
instant
pronounce
full
that
momentum if you
apropos?
fall off. Otherwise, 1's not bad.
Yeah.
I agree that this music is a very weird choice to be playing here, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Also, why is she pink? We haven't moved past, like...
No.
we haven't
Why
moved
are the
past
robots
this
gendered?
Gender stereotype. Yeah, exactly.
They're robots.
I mean, they make fun of that in Futurama a lot, the idea that, like, there's male and female robots. Like, when Bender wins the Olympics as a woman and has to get an oil change to be, like, a female robot. All that survives the robot apocalypse is gender stereotypes and funk bass lines. Thank you for that, Will. As the associate that track associated with the dungeon in Korea Cathedral, but I know it shows up in other places. I was also gonna say about Lapis, as we were talking about earlier. That Lapis also got used as an oil paint pigment in the Renaissance, and it's particularly associated with the Virgin Mary.
Huh.
That blue that people would often paint her like dress,
Right.
is often a lapis-based blue.
Interesting.
And I have right. I made my Bloody Mary mix, and I'm just not putting alcohol in it. Delicious. Just also a lady that I'm like, oh, I like tomato juice, and I really like ordering seltzer with lime at a bar. Transition is happening.
I have not seen Whisper of the Heart.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
This is just a normal encounter, by the way, not a boss fight.
Yeah, but yet she gets bosses.
Maybe she doesn't think of herself as worthy.
Aww.
Alright,
I
here we go.
am.
I don't like the trope where you have to beat the shit out of people to get them to be good, by the way.
Yeah, and then they're in this like half-dead state.
A memory bank. Well, at least in this case, it's like literal reprogramming, so it kind of makes sense. It's when it's people that it's way more problematic. Aww. Also, that's not how anything works.
The robot died, right? Like.
At least she was an organ donor.
Oh,
That's brutal.
dang.
Alright, sorry, we are going to start fast forwarding
you.
through normal encounters.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. I think we have often talked about the battle themes
Too much.
and the boss battle themes, so you know,
Ugh.
do you think?
I do have an emulator problem. The colors on those Pizzozo dolls were very briefly reversed. I don't know what's up with that.
Mother.
Such a cool sprite.
It is a really cool sprite.
Also, any relation to Mom in Futurama? She's evil and wants to reprogram the robots too.
If you need a website,
I like how all these displays heal her, but like, you do so much damage at this point, it doesn't even matter. The idea of hitting a single target is just a joke. Yay, we win.
That's depressing. An anticlimactic ending.
For sure. He can wear the Aussie pants on his head for the rest of the game. One more, which I do like to save for last, not because it's hardest, just because plot-wise, right after it, I want to go to the Black Omen and win. And that is the forest. Moral's required for this, or Frog, but one of the two of them is a necessity. I love the great RPG tradition of just taking people's stuff.
Yep.
Sometimes they get pissed.
It's true, it felt especially cheap to me. There's a spot in The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker where somebody gets mad if you break their pots, and it's like, look, you own pots? That's not a good idea here. Again, Moon's fast forward through that type of stuff.
I always thought this music was really affective for this particular side quest.
The random exploring dungeon music?
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure it wasn't what the combat I was fast forwarding through.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is kind of the something's gone
like
wrong.
Intrigue. The music
What
of
is it?
intrigue, and it's usually during some sort of like dialogue, right?
Yeah, it's usually like, wait, what happened? Something's not right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
it's so interesting.
This thing is actually, in my mind, a call out to Zombor, the guy at the end of Xenon Bridge. It's
Oh,
the same
totally.
sprite.
Yeah. Really named Zombor?
Yeah, it's named Zombor. The first one.
Because it's like a zombie, but he's also boring because he's an early fight.
We'll call
only
that
they
the
were
correct
thinking
answer, yes.
He's being such a total zombor. Alright, I need some sort of non-alcoholic beverage. BRB! Be like 2 seconds.
Alright.
Oh, it's only physical strikes that'll hurt it.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I need to go up to Chicago sometime to see people as well. I'm closer than most of the rest of you who don't live there. I should just show up sometime.
You did visit this past year.
That's true. AMS Midwest was there and we had dinner after.
Yep. Runs away when the core is lost.
Alright, we're done. This is the only quest that really uses time travel in a really cool, awesome way.
Yeah.
Hello again.
Hello.
Welcome back. Oh right, gotta swap them in.
I mean, we could just take her on our cool, giant time-traveling spaceship, but we are mean.
That would certainly help, wouldn't it?
Just give you some jerky and she'll be fine.
I do like that Robo does actually leave the party, so if you're like dumb enough to go do other side quests without him and you wanted him, you can, I guess, do that.
Yeah.
Here we go. This part of the continent has changed completely now, all forested.
Aw, look how pretty, and there's a cathedral, but not a creepy one.
There's always like the theme
It's
of
normal nuns
environmentalism
now.
in these games.
Yes.
Normal nuns.
You
Here's
can
a
buy
hat.
all of the second best hats now. If for
Jeez,
some
nuns,
reason,
step up your game.
if you don't choose Prism Helms, actually, that's where you get your hats from.
It's always blew my mind thinking about how he had to like spend 400 years.
One wonders, though, if he spent like 50 years fixing it and then just powered himself down.
Yeah.
Still.
Well, he says for me,
He's
400
like,
long
"It's
years
worth
have
it."
passed.
Yeah, true.
He sort of implies that he was there the whole time. I mean, again, I reference Futurama because so much of Robo reminds me of it. That also happens where they go back to the 1940s,
Yeah,
and then Fry becomes his own grandfather. But Bender ends up just like staying, and then they dig him up when they go back to their regular time. And he's just been like singing to himself that whole time. He's just like, oh, hey
This
guys.
conversation is what motivates me to go do the Black Omen, I think. There's a lot of fandom around Chrono Trigger that is based on this.
This is a very famous scene.
It's just such a beautiful screen too, with everybody all together.
Yeah, it is. This is really well.
And the
laid
firelight sort of flickering off of the trees.
out. It's far better lighting than we're used to from a Super Nintendo, even though it's not true reflections on the fire. Like, it's really well done.
And of course, Magus is just like being broody.
Yeah. With his chicken leg.
And then they have this like discussion about death. Ooh.
I know.
Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going
So
to
ominous.
cheat
So-
at this point,
so
just
awesome.
in case.
Ominous. Aw, everybody, I love frogs
The
sleeping.
tongue is amazing.
Isn't it great how it's like they're KO'd?
Also, I like that Magus
Yeah.
is a
Sleeping.
vampire, right?
Yeah. So he's just like being
And
cool.
he's just, he's sleeping upright like a reverse bat.
It's always been interesting to me that this gate is differently colored than all the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so sad story. If you go out the balcony right here, you're screwed.
Yes. I've done that before.
Oh.
Also, this would be the most traumatic thing for both mom and child. Holy buckets.
Yeah.
Oops. There we go.
Oh, you scared me, Ryan.
You only get 2 chances, by the way. If you mess it up
Yeah.
more than that, you're out of luck.
Yep.
Aw.
Either way, she ends up crying on the bed, which I think is realistic, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, even if you manage to save her, it's just like emotionally draining. to relive that, remember how helpless she felt when she was little.
That's right. So a bit of gameplay that is really cruel is that in Chrono Cross, you return to that room for a very brief period of time, and you have the opportunity to punch in that password into that device, except Chrono Cross does not tell you what it is. You just have to know.
Oh, you have to know from the other game.
Yep.
Damn.
And it's
Wow.
Kid's ultimate technique that's locked behind it, too. It's not like it's some piece of trash.
Oh, wow. Uh... Ugh, hearts. It's my favorite side quest. In this game and even in many other games.
I think that's a really well done little side quest. I think we're done. We will talk to Gaspar here.
Yay. We're gonna Black Omen! Oh. Hashtag excitement.
Yes, we're done. The person who you have to find who needs your help is, I don't know what that refers to, but it is not a completable quest on Gaspar's list.
Okay, it isn't?
No, it is not.
I just thought he referred to everybody, like when he first gives the list, he says like, you know, you all have somebody close to you that needs help, basically.
All right, Karen.
I always
Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Here.
Oh yeah, take care of yourself, Karen.
All right, 60 saves. That's not so bad. We are going to do this. Oops. So because I clicked the wrong skill, I spent a good 5 minutes getting a recording of that laser shot for a presentation at AMS Vancouver. I led my swords rule, lasers suck talk with this.
Huh.
Also, it's the most fun I've ever had giving a talk was the opening speaker at AMS After Dark.
Oh, I'm excited. Music.
Oh, here we go. I'm not going to talk about it yet, though, because we have to fight a lame boss right away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But know that this track is the best.
We'll talk about it shortly.
Yeah, after we kill silly boss. I feel like all the other ways you can finish the game, by the way. Sure, you can beat Lavos and save the planet, but here, like, you get to settle the score, right?
Yeah.
This is absolutely the way it was meant to be done. This boss is difficult if you don't have the Prism Helms, by the way, because that is chaos on every single character. If you're not immune to it, you will die. And yes, I'm fine with the hyperbole. The Black Omen track is the literal best. I have no problems with that. Alright, we're just going to listen
Are we
for
gonna
one
fight
loop.
more stuff, or do we want to stop?
Let's stop
talking
here and
about
listen
music
for a
then?
minute.
Okay.
So this part right here with the bass it always reminds me of Mute City from F-Zero.
Mm-hmm. Oh, totally.
Especially when that synth comes in right there. I totally feel like I'm playing F-Zero for just a moment.
Yeah. And I love this little ramp down with the chromatic slides.
Yeah, I love that everything is chromatic down there, and I really like that the harmonic rhythm of the bass slows there as well, so everything is like a pause, and then you pick it up again.
In this prehistoric section right here.
Yeah.
Sort of like
never
every
thought
part of
about-
the game is in this one theme.
Sorry, I
one
went on
track.
because we looped. I never thought about the track representing all of time in that way, but I guess...
Well, I've decided it just now.
It has like little bits of every single thing. Those
Well, it
string
has
ostinati that we associate with the future. Not ostinati,
that
string
prehistoric
drum.
moment that makes me think, oh, does this actually feel like it sort of touches on anything else?
Well, we're definitely going to listen for that now, because that's an awesome idea that I had not even considered.
Also, I always heard... Let's see if we're in that section. This section, I always hear a little, like, quasi-GA series, da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, yeah,
Just a
yeah.
little moment. I don't think that it's a quotation. Just to my ear, it gives it that kind of weight of doom.
Got that, like, that kind of arcane music trope.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
feel like it's so rare to have anything approaching jazz in not just the JRPG score, but like the penultimate most important track you've got.
Don't these look like Goofy? Like Disney Goofy in the face?
Yeah, they do. And the body
Look like-
is the cave apes from the,
Yeah.
Well, they are goons.
all I know is they absorb lightning, so I can't cast Luminaire. Otherwise, we can stab them to death like that. They drop elixirs, too. Like, the game is throwing you the goods.
Yeah, because it knows you need it.
This doesn't let up with the monsters.
Yeah. It's a tough dungeon.
It
I
is.
mean, and the monsters are also representative of, like,
Different
the
parts of the
whole
game, right? Because the Black Omen exists in every time period.
right. You're sort of
Kind of out of time simultaneously.
out of time thing.
Right.
Which might be relevant to the kind of jazziness of this music, too.
And actually, if you do, you'll notice I did the Black Omen in 1000 AD. If you finish it in 1000 AD first, you can then go through it again in 600 AD and a third time in 12,000 BC.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, you
advantage
can
of doing
keep
that
doing
is
that.
that you can steal from Queen Zeal 3 times, and that's how you can get your prism dresses.
Yeah. I would assume you're not planning on doing that.
No. I don't
Oh,
need
look,
need
it's
prism
an
dresses.
antagonistic panel. I think academics are not familiar with it all.
Okay, so speaking of which,
dang.
I don't know if people have seen it on my Twitter feed, but I'm playing through Bravely Second on the 3DS right now. And somebody made a joke about studying military musicology, and then right after that, one of the bosses is a professor emeritus who won't retire and let go.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, this is the best game ever. And then immediately following that, I unlocked the Catmancer job.
Oh my god.
So that thing will give you like 300 tech points. Yeah, here, I have to fight one here. You just fight the sidekicks. Actually, I don't want to fast forward to Black Omen music. Well, we can listen. These guys are like a bonus fight. They don't even count to get battle music.
Yeah, they look like the son of sun.
They do.
Bleh. And also that thing that was inside that, like, Zombor Part 2 thing we just did.
Yeah,
A lot of recycling.
I actually do have a boss fight coming up.
Yeah, I think we keep coming back to this, and Bassoon dude, that's Lenny, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Lenny. We keep pointing this out that there's this like really active ostinato thing that keeps happening throughout the game. But, the flip side to that is that we have these very simple melodies, or these melodies that are long sustains that don't do as much motion.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not very melodic themselves. It's sort of like, where do you draw the line between what's a melody and what's just something that seems to sit on top of everything else? I think this game kind of is more ambiguous in that way. A lot of stuff seems very textural.
Yeah. Hey, while we're in
whereas-
the racetrack, if you will, section of the piece, what does the Johnny race track sound like? Does it sound like that?
The bike chase one, or his like Robo Gang
The
one?
bike chase one. The bike chase one is da na 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 da na 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 na, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not quite the same. Oh, a normal boss fight or a normal
Yeah, because
battle.
this is
Wow.
the bum bum ba ba da ba da ba da bum bum.
Right.
Bum 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 bum.
Yeah, it's like his bar music.
But there's something in that section of going to the straight gate with the bass. And then, the slower harmonic section, it just kind of propels you forward. And then the syncopated top line over top of that, like the World Race section. Bum, 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 bum,
Yeah, I'm
bum,
gonna have to listen for this fast decay on the piano.
Yeah, me too. Here.
Here, I'll post a link to sheet music of this. It isn't mine, but it's a decent fan version.
It's true, except for
Yeah,
the
and
last
that
notes of the
bottom,
phrases, the piano has like infinitely short decay. It's like they turn on a pedal
It's like that
for just that one note at a
It's
time.
like that staccato electric piano part in the background that really is very more staccato than traditional. Yeah, right here too.
Yeah.
It's certainly like it makes it sound like not like a piano. It makes it sound more electric than I think it actually is.
Right. It's Gato.
Cybot. Where's my silver point?
I know, right? By the way, everybody has my apologies. I did not make like 18 cats. For those of you who have not played the game before, there's a moment in the ending where, based on how many mini games you've played at the Millennial Fair, more cats
yeah.
show up. Yeah, we're only gonna get one cat or two cats.
I've never done that one.
Yeah, we all kind of sang along. Wah, 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 wah.
We all sang along. We also talked about this video,
Oh,
which
yes.
is one of my
Oh
new
gosh.
favorites. It's so perfect. Oh, and then we also
That was the 50 Cent mashup too.
yeah,
Oh,
there's the 50%. Gotta find that.
I have that right here because it's saved.
Good.
Yeah, it's at hand.
It is. If you haven't, I shared this widely, but good old YTMN music from. this whole like voice and like configuration seems to recall some of the kind of church music that chapel. What do we call it? The music that's used for everything, but a lot of these like medieval themes that we get, Middle Ages themes we get. But the rest of it, I don't think sounds very much like the rest of the soundtrack. I mean, it's got that groovy bass, it's got some good stuff, but it doesn't like directly recall. I'm happy to be wrong. Magic feel.
Yeah, I could equip that if I really wanted to. Sorry, I really am gunning for these normal battles. They're just wasting our time.
I like. Sounds cool.
If you want to hear what we have to say about that track, there's like 15 hours of us talking about it. Which is weird to think about. Oh, the seal is not as good as the ring. Who knew? Alright, we're set.
This is so cool with like the timpani. It's just like the more I think about it, the cooler it sounds. Because it seems very repetitive, just surface-wise. Then you got the drum set, and this is definitely race music. Especially with this like synth box voice thing on top of it. That's just so racetrack music. You get it all over Mario Kart, everything.
I like that they're like, if you need to leave, that's a thing you can do. Tubster. One shot.
I like that gargoyle on the right, kind of just like checking out this battle.
Yeah, for sure. I thought he was going to shoot me with something like he does in the Ocean Palace for a split second. Oops. So that was a mistake. My bad. Cure 2 becomes kind of redundant when Cure 1 heals 900, by the way.
Yeah. Aww, they're so cute. Are they gonna sing to you?
I don't think so.
Well, sometimes they do, don't they? When isn't one of their attacks like?
Yes, you're right. One of their attacks, they will sing.
Is pretty special. That trans music.
Yes!
There it is.
There you go.
It's like the disco remix of an already pretty disco-y song.
I like that even here, it's possible to dodge a lot of the combat. The game is really committed to that.
Well, it's like you could be in this palace at so many different levels. Some folks, of course, go in early to raid it.
Yep.
Yeah, though the boss guarding it at the front is pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's my opinion that if you can take him out, you can finish the game. these snake things have a dual tech against each other, yeah, they'll eat themselves, which is pretty awesome.
Have fun storming the castle. I'm picturing Princess Bride right there.
Yeah, for sure. My local movie theater shows retro films on the weekends. And Princess Bride is coming up on the rotation very shortly.
Aw, that'll be a great date night.
I'm most excited. I don't think I can go. But on Father's Day, they're showing Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh,
Which is like the
Dang.
ideal Father's Day movie in my mind, like well-played movie theater.
Yeah,
cool. That's great.
I'm making my dad a chocolate cake.
Nice.
I made a really good vanilla cake for my mom for Mother's Day. And then I was telling her I had this really good chocolate cake recipe, and it's incidentally vegan. It's real dense, and she was like, I've never had it, which was amazing to me because I make it for so many occasions. So I was like, well, I'll do it for Father's Day then.
Sounds good to me. I didn't get a single one of those things. That's okay.
Oh, I love the little turn. Careful. That plus, so there's not only the turn that I love, there's also the bass line of that section also has the little grace note.
Oh, yeah.
A little ornament.
Alright, the rest of this fight is trivial. Those big yellow guys can actually kill me.
See, this doesn't take out, these sound effects don't take out the bass line. Maybe
The
they do.
reason for that is sound effects will only take out part of the music if the music is using all 8 channels.
Yeah.
Oh, but I thought it was taking out another line, or maybe it was just louder than that other line.
I think it was just coming across louder.
Yeah.
Most of these get to a point where it's pretty well distributed.
It's relatively rare to come across the 8-channel limitation on the Super Nintendo. It does happen, but the NES is much more commonly stomping on its music to do sound effects. The Game Boy is notoriously bad at it, by the way. Though there are some Game Boy music arrangements that are far better than they have any right to be.
Have we seen these sprites before?
No, they're new.
They're pretty great.
Their name is Blob.
Sort of Blob and Alien. They're sort of like losing their creativity at this point.
I wouldn't have minded seeing more of this type of sprite in different iterations. They're kind of fun.
They're cute.
It is a cute blob.
Blob.
It could have been like a primordial ooze in 65 million BC.
Yeah.
Ooh, whoa, killed me. Well, we're gonna suddenly not fast forward for a minute.
These sprites look like overzealous parents at their kids' like baseball game.
Oh,
Screaming
so
at a fire.
since Jesse happened to bring it up, and I do love the Mega Man 6 soundtrack, Mega Man 6 has always annoyed me. And it's because the quality of the sound effects in Mega Man 5 is really good. It has like a different sound effect for every charge level of the Mega Buster. It has all sorts of cool sound effects. You just have the lemon sound effect in 6 for everything. And you know the NES is capable of it because it's in 5. So why is the quality of the gun lower in 6? It makes no sense to me. Sorry, that was really random, but...
Yeah.
So, when you see that color pattern, I always assumed that, like, Queen Z was about to appear, and you see one of these, you're like, oh, this is kind of a letdown, this is a boring fight.
Yeah, that's a good point in that Jesse makes. That generally FX kind of often will override a harmony in Pulse 2 or something. They usually try to pick a channel that's not the most important or the most melodic.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6, that's a problem.
Six has always felt a little thumbed into me in a lot of ways.
Yeah, even just gameplay-wise.
It's my
it's
clear
fine.
choice for worst of the NES games. Not counting the bullshitty parts of the first game.
I love the way they title that attack with the music notes and the dashes.
Yeah, like that.
Almost like it's a duration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of, kind of, right?
One fight on the elevator, acceptable, by the way. Many fights on the elevator, not acceptable.
No.
I enjoy all of the fast forwards.
Oh, those bats are what triggers that. I've never noticed that. That fight's dodgeable. Holy cow.
Huh.
Do you think the bats are just the goons from just really far away? Or are they sort of screaming to get the goons' attention?
I think they scream to get the goons' attention.
I like the idea that the bats get really giant and turn into lagoons. God, that section is so prehistoric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, trivia, Antipode 3 counts as shadow, which is what those guys absorb.
Which is funny, because I guess when you have multiple elements, they're kind of canceling each other out, so shadow makes sense, but it's a little weird.
Yeah.
It is a little bit weird. Oh, that's the last one of those.
The like hi-hat on this is actually really interesting. I haven't thought about
It's
it.
pretty good, actually.
It's like, isn't it like just hi-hat and timpani in the first part, or bass
Yeah.
drum? I'm not sure. Pretty cool.
Alright, so the previous two of these I killed in a single round. Let's see if we can maintain the trend here.
Paramutants.
Oh, oops. I meant for that to be Antipode. This will not be a single round kill. And yeah, this is the third such mutant you have to fight in this dungeon. Yeah, the bottom half just dies. That's convenient. I will say it annoys me that the white rock is in that chest. It unlocks a triple tech with all three ladies in the same party, which means you
I know,
only
it's
can
so
possibly
late.
have that triple tech for 3 fights in the game.
Yeah, that's obnoxious. And it's such a cool tech. I mean, you do have it then for New Game Plus if you opt to do that.
There you go.
That's really where I discovered a lot of the stuff that you get in late game.
Yep.
That's fair. All of the techs involving the rocks, by the way, are the game's most powerful techs, without question. Like, you can hit 4 9s of damage. And they are all the triple techs that don't use Chrono. You have to have an item to get it.
Right.
I love how you just have so many ethers by the time you're at this point. You can just throw stuff.
Yeah.
So this has always weirded me out. What's up with this?
Well, I mean, time, right? Is that supposed to represent some sort of...
Interesting to note that Magus is not here, and it's because you don't have to have him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it is weird. It's like Lavos is saving you or something.
This track again, as soon as it plays, you know you're done with the dungeon.
Yeah. You know, you might be done in general.
Yeah.
That's right. Destiny in its most brutal form is an amazing way to describe a dead thing, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the few games where the mega elixirs you get are necessary. Like, if you don't do that, there's a good chance you lose right there.
Yeah.
So this is not the first time we've heard this boss theme, by the way, but it's the first time it's been used in the second half of the game at all. It's been a very long time since we've heard it.
I didn't think that we'd seen this as a battle theme before.
No, I think it's just a talking theme before.
Yeah, like it's used in the upper parts of Zeal, in the capital.
Right.
Yeah, because we talked about the kind of martial sound of this.
Mm. And just this ominous high string.
Oh, I hope that she doesn't counterattack with something right when she dies, or this is going to have to be redone.
I hate when that happens.
Alright, we're good, we're good.
Well, that was rude.
Yeah, it was.
Rude.
The HP goes to 1 thing is not actually a problem when she does it, because she only has like 2 attacks. But in the next form, she can occasionally still do it, and then it's really nasty.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we are about to find out if that happens here.
Brutal. I love how it's just like regular boss battle. Even though the terrain has shifted so dramatically to the Lavos screen thing.
Because we're meant to be inside of a gate right now, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. This sort of, by going back to the kind of regular bosses, like a chain.
Ooh, I agree with that from Lenny, that using this as the boss theme, you know this is the first of a long gauntlet.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially coming after the important use of the music from the last battle with Zeal.
Yeah.
Like how it transferred over to, to not being from the narrative music to what the ludic music of the battle sort of makes you think the fight is sort of narrative. But now that we're sort of thrust into this pure battle mode and use back to the regular boss music, you really feel like, oh crap, we're sort of at the bottom of the ladder.
Yeah.
So it keeps a kind of it's a not a musical intensity, but like considering the musical structure on a large scale, it kind of does give you that sense of
Yeah.
I like that they start casting there,
yeah.
as if they're counteracting the magic of the Maimon machine, maybe.
Yeah.
Like
Right
immersed
here
in
we
it.
have the first, like, unique moment. This is a weird...
That low drone. Usually we've had high string drones, but we get this low one. It's very mechanical.
We're at like the top of the Black Roman.
And also that. And then we get our second boss too.
Yep, we
epic
climb
boss
up
theme.
one rung of the ladder to the next boss theme.
That's right.
Yeah. So again, you know that you're like, well, and also it's Zeal, so you're like, well, this can't be the final boss. We gotta get rid of her, but she's not it.
Right.
Yeah, I like this. I like this idea that we're building on here. That
This reminds me of the guy in the Millennial Fair. Norstein Beckler,
oh yeah,
but as a boss.
Oh, right, who only has...
oh wow,
Like a
only has
massive
hands
book,
and a
right?
head, yeah.
Yeah.
she's got a pretty good manicure.
Yeah, I guess those are hand. I thought those were gloves, but it's the gloves do have fingernails, so I guess those are more like hand.
Well, it looks like
Skin.
it's like fingerless, but they have like there's one around the middle finger.
Huh.
Those are definitely gloves on the lower part.
Can you not hit
I
the
like how many
hands?
animations the hand gets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like you can.
Seems sort of Jewish. Giant heads and hands, like, detached from one another are definitely a huge boss trope in video games generally.
So I didn't intentionally do it this way, but both ladies have on black mail, so they absorb the finger lasers.
Oh yeah, that is cool.
Fortuitous, we'll say.
Trying to think of a blackmail joke. It's just not coming to me. Too late.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm between effectiveness of pain pills, so I'm getting less clever.
Our timing is good for a change. We actually are going to wrap this right at midnight. As opposed to Final Fantasy VI's last chapter, where it took us till 1 o'clock instead.
Yeah. It makes sense to
But it was
keep going
so
with it, though.
There's just no good spot to stop in 6.
Yeah.
The last dungeon is so long.
Right.
Oh, please, please, please don't do something like the water thing right now. Yes. Alright.
is like that sort of dial-up internet sound.
It is like that, yeah. It's funny to me that I have enough magic defense in levels now that, like, they do less than 100 damage a shot, no matter what she does. Alright, here we go.
Yay.
Yeah.
This blue beam on the world map is another big callback to the Ocean Palace, because you're jettisoned down there via the same beam.
Yeah. So cool. Call back to when you first found out about lava. Same name.
There's no sound effect of him popping right there in the callback, though. That the thing is new.
Hey, lava.
And we were talking about Mega Man because me and Dana have plans to do it soon. This feels very Mega Man to me. Like
Beating all the bosses.
yes.
There's always that moment where you have to refight everybody. Well, it's almost like Lavos is behind every single thing you've ever fought.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Like, even if not directly, it's like he's kind of infused in all of them in some way. He is the evil in the world.
Yep. It's also kind of like nostalgic, like a bittersweet look into your
Boss
memories.
nostalgia.
Like, oh, I remember that one.
And it wasn't nearly as hard.
It is very satisfying, actually, to one-shot almost every boss in the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the simpler time.
The music right there, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for a moment.
That's the day the world revived.
Uh-huh. Is it a separate arrangement of it, too?
Yeah, it's a vocal. It adds more vocal to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because
Yep,
it's
of
much more
course.
pizzicato based in the other one.
That's very cool.
So cool. Yeah, you know, it's like we keep getting this like doomy Lavos theme, which functionally doesn't go anywhere. It's got that kind of formless, timeless quality.
Yeah.
All doesn't really have any memorable melodies or motion.
I mean, you could imagine another theme in which this was very high energy, high octane, like boss music, because it's like you're sort of one-hitting all these old bosses, and there's a kind of like energy to how often Lavos switches attack mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting that it's playing on memory too.
Yeah.
It is outrageously satisfying, though, to, like, easily conquer the whole game again. Castlevania Symphony of the Night does it, where in the back half of the game you start encountering bosses again as regular enemies. You have to mow down 6 or 7 of them at a time. And you can do it at that point.
Oh.
This back half of the Lavos theme, I think, is only heard here, by the way. It's not heard in the 1999 cutscene.
No. Yeah, the vocal lines to me add a Minoria Cathedral layer to this.
Yeah, it's very church-like.
Yeah. The idea of getting back up again, though, the day the world revived, when they're past Lavos, hints at the idea that this is not going to quite be the end.
Well, or also that this isn't Lavos' theme so much as it is about you guys fighting. You know, the opening half is about Lavos, but it's about the kind of the reaction to Lavos. This part. Those descending half steps. Bum, bum. It's like classic Zarathustra, you know, slash generic media, like let's indicate doom, the slow half step.
Yeah.
But the other half of the theme is about the humanity that's like facing this.
Yeah, and that sort of goes back to the thing I was saying, like in the first stream, where you tend to get, like in the A section, the music is sort of appropriate for the scene, but the B section is many different ways, draw in a kind of emotional sense, or like a character or roleplay, emotional, graphic, inner feeling kind of thing. Whereas like the whether that's just like kind of these long string lines that kind of emerge in the section, other kind of harmonic changes. Whereas a lot of the rhythmic activity and the textural exchange kind of happens in the A section.
It's especially satisfying to fight this boss, because I feel like in our playthrough, this is the boss that took us the longest.
Yeah. Oh, that's so difficult, too. I think it's a long boss no matter what.
It's worth noting, by the way, that if you don't want to go through the Black Omen, there are other ways to finish the game, and you can bypass all of this. All of this is exclusive to the Black Omen.
Oh. Yeah, because you can do it from the Millennial.
If you fly, if you go to 1999 through the bucket, you have to do this part, but you skip the Black Omen. If you instead fly the Epoch to 1999, you skip everything, including all of this.
Dang. Intense.
This is the first fight, by the way, where if you were at a level normal for doing this, this guy could, in theory, still kill you. I think everything before it is basically a joke.
The return to this theme gets more and more satisfying each time for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, God. I'm pretty sure that's the sound my shingles make. Like, on my That's the feeling. That feeling. That, like, weird grating,
it's
like,
very visceral.
nails on a chalkboard, visceral... Scream. Yeah, that's pretty good depiction of how I feel right now. Good thing I'm not fighting. This will be failed. Right.
This is the version of Lavos you fight at the bottom of the Ocean Palace where you lose, by the way. The difference here is that you have access to a lot more magic defense via those cool armors in the castle. And even if you don't do the castle side quest with Cyrus the Knight to get those armors, the Black Omen straight up throws you one so that one of your characters will live.
This couldn't have done him in. Nope.
Mhm.
Go on in.
What's that?
I like
Let's see.
the heartbeat.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Just to refresh for chat here, the day the world revived, we hear that in the future. Is that the first time we hear it? When we
Yes, it
finally
is.
find out about Lavos when we go back up to the surface.
Yep.
So it's like sad, but a glimmer of hope.
That's right. This gate, by the way, will take you to the end of time. It's the other end of the bucket.
Mm.
Ugh. Yeah, the heartbeat is unbelievably effective here.
It's timed in the music such that as you walk up naturally, it
Yeah.
gets faster, which is really creepy.
Yep.
Is it that like there's an excitement, or is it a proximity thing, do you think?
It's a proximity thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the tempo of it speeds up.
I think it's supposed to be your heartbeat. Whoa.
Oh, maybe. Maybe. I don't really picture Lavos having a heart, you know? I mean,
I
maybe
picture
functionally, yes.
I picture the core beating like a Contra enemy, like Red Falcon.
Yeah. What a weird... I've always thought this sprite looks super weird.
All right.
Like, I remember
At
the
last,
first time...
you get a unique battle track, and you're like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
But you still get very familiar kinds of sounds.
Yeah. Yep. Bada, 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 bada,
Yeah,
bada.
you get the loop.
And again, a very fast ostinato. The fastest
Yeah.
one, it turns out.
You get lots on here. Maybe.
I like the melody in the top here.
Oh, that's this amazing trumpet line.
Yeah.
It's like somebody just basically remixed Lavos' theme.
And yet it's the first time we hear it.
But you still have the Lavos chords in there. Dun dun
Yeah.
dun dun, which is really cool.
Got some chromatic timpani. It's electronic sound.
And then
What's this
we
name?
get the main... This is the main Chrono Trigger theme.
And then the horns do that chromatic slide down. sounds like so much other music in here.
Such a beautifully constructed final boss theme.
Very metrically weird.
Even though I have the Prism Helm on, Lavos, this fight has a move that can disable the status prevention, which is bad. That trumpet line gets me every time.
Yeah, that trumpet line also carries over the Black Helm and the little ornament.
Yep.
It's almost like Spanish sounding.
Yeah, exactly what I say about
That
the,
like little,
that
the little
core.
trumpet line and the
Final Fantasy IV's boss music. Remember I was
The
saying
tambourine-ish sound in there doesn't hurt that impression. In the
yeah, that's
percussion?
tambourine.
Yeah.
Basically a call to the Millennial Fair theme, obviously.
Yeah, and like the communal, like we can do this, you guys.
We're all just like
Tambourine, I think of like communal playing.
We are going to be a little over midnight to see the ending, but I don't think we can stop now, basically.
But yeah, like seriously, it looks like he's wearing a cowboy hat. That form is so weird.
It opens with, like, boob lasers as well.
Yeah! It's like so bizarre. This fits a lot better for me. Mm-hmm.
This is also, by the way, the plot of Final Fantasy VII, where Genova does this same thing as Lavos.
Damn. Yeah.
Obviously, they develop that core idea in a very different direction.
Okay, yeah, but this, like, how they get from, like, Lavos is this alien that spawns and sends its young to destroy other planets to, like, we're here to be eaten by this thing. I don't get that leap.
Yeah, I don't see why it needs to empower the people.
Like, just that one line, like, then they say, yeah, like, this is our world, you don't get it, just because you say so. Like, that's all fine, but it's like, that one line about, like, oh, that's the reason we're all here. I'm like, no, it's not.
Right.
Ugh.
I will normally say I'm not a
Continue.
fan of, like, the elevator sequence, right? But final boss gauntlets are good, and this is, I think, the best one in all of JRPG
Yeah.
canon. This track does not have the callbacks in as many ways.
Yeah. So a lot of the, it's so thematically consistent. Like, at first it's almost like, wait, is that the same theme? But there's something about the held, sustained strings with the voice.
Yeah.
Again, it adds that sort of timeless, almost religious quality to it.
I do like that we time travel to each of the different periods, and you can tell what attack is upcoming based on what
Yeah.
the background
Yeah.
is. So, anyone watching who has not finished Chrono Trigger before, the first time you do this, your assumption is that the center thing is the boss. And that's not actually the case. They're faking you out. The tiny bit on the right is the boss. And the first time you do this, you will expend everything, like what I'm doing now, in an attempt to blow down the boss before you die. Which makes sense. And then the middle one will go down right as you finish, like, punching everything you have into it. And the fight won't end, and you'll realize it. And by then it's too late.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
What you can do now, though, is, see, now the bit on the right is vulnerable, but more importantly, I can pick up my teammates now.
What a surprising fake out for this point in the game. That it would be something so tiny.
I think it's a pretty nasty trick, actually.
And not even centered on the screen.
Yeah.
And not even unique.
Yeah.
Is it basically a radish or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is the so it's definitely like some sort of bird, avian creature. Well, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, but the center thing has like arms, wings.
There are wings, yeah.
Almost fingers. Well, it looks like there's at least a couple, 3 fingers maybe.
And definitely a 6-pack.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Very strong core.
Yeah. Literally. Lavos don't skip ab day.
One of the disadvantages to taking the girls along here is that if you don't have prism dresses, they can't survive Grand Stone without Lucca's Protect spell.
Yeah.
But now we should be good to go. I don't think I will die again.
Such a beautiful culmination. All of these boss names of everything we've heard before. I was planning on doing a quick transcription of the two of these before going into tonight, and then I got hit with shingles. I was in the ER the other night. Because I knew there was just like so much to these tracks that I wanted to talk about.
I've never unpacked this one in particular, and I imagine there's more here than meets the eye.
This track? Oh,
Yeah.
this moment with the scream. It was my favorite moment of this track. Otherwise, I prefer the track before this.
I actually do too.
I mean, this is really cool too.
I do
But
love that bass sound. It's very synthy, but it's very resonant.
I think the track before is more thematically coherent. It covers like the entirety of what you've done.
Yeah, it's a good summation.
Right.
This one has a certain weight and gravitas to it, with the way the vocal line is getting used in particular. That is definitely fitting for a final form.
Yeah, no, I don't think any of us are arguing that this track is a letdown by any means.
But I agree, the earlier form is actually, I think, better and more interesting musically.
Oops, I cut the wrong one.
Because we get a lot of just repetition, ostinato, all of those things that kind of show us that time is both moving forward and moving very quickly, but it's also very static.
Yeah.
There's a sense of being, what time are we in? We're in all time simultaneously right now.
Well, we get a lot of like really emotionally charged music in the end. And so maybe it's a nice break from the more thematic coherent track.
Yeah.
We get kind of this more electronic, its own kind of repetitive thing. Less thematic. Oh!
Here we go.
Here we go.
I like that I got it on the Mammon Machine screen.
Oh Lord. I mean, it's literally the perfect fanfare for this, but it's kind of cheesy.
It is cheesy.
It's definitely cheesy, but it's been a long time since we've heard it, and we used to hear it a lot.
Yeah.
I love how she hasn't figured it out.
She is a blonde, right? Or is there a joke about that in there?
I'm not the one who made it.
So we're just gonna tell everybody that Chrono saved time?
Hey, Jesse, for
We're
a
just gonna-
split second, I checked my Twitch stream settings, and it didn't tell me I had quit streaming, but it might have taken it offline for viewers for just a moment.
Is it back up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
I don't think it ever actually cut out in terms of saving it. I just think that when I checked my settings for like the 4 seconds I was on there, it might have flickered for a sec.
This is essentially just a remix of the Millennial Fair theme, right?
Yep.
The first phrase is the same, the second phrase is changed. It turns up instead. You'll notice Luca's mom is walking now. That is not the case if you don't do that.
Yep.
Also, the cat is making its way to the front. The cat knows where its rightful place is.
That's right.
Aww, meow. So cute. It's one of my favorite sound effects is that little meow.
Yep.
It's like a kitten meow. It's really high pitched. Mother guilt trip. You saved the world, but it's not enough.
That's right. You can feed the cat, Mom. Like, do you think Tabin is
Lemonade.
drinking lemonade? Yeah.
I'm sure you are. Maybe a Mark's Hard Lemonade.
I love how she wants to dance now, by the way, after the
Aw.
narrative of, not moving the whole time.
Yeah. How pure.
Yeah, you can't get out.
That was always so weird. The like almost level up music with like this women exploding.
Yeah. Also, where did they come from?
I know, right? They're like secretly like ninja kunoichi having smoke bombs popping out of nowhere. You can't visit Gato, which is really sad to me.
Yeah. You also can't do the prehistoric dance either.
No.
Ooh. Oh, now we have to do the sad part.
Yep.
Bye, everybody.
Each divine time.
Silence here. Since Lavos probably caused the gates.
One more Isla's good at sex reference just for the hell of it. I love the blinking at the camera too.
I thought that was blinking at Chrono.
Kino,
But
dummy,
okay.
we go now. Then she flips her hair.
Blows you a kiss, off she goes, yep.
Yeah. Sweet. Sea frog. Aw.
It's like the end of every like AMS SMT every year.
The princess just kissed the frog.
Yep.
Aww.
By the way, those cheesy run all the way up the scale to bring in the melody again. I know it's a
yeah.
cliche, but it totally works for me every time in almost every
It
context.
Totally does.
I like how he doesn't say anything. Aw, Robo. Why can't you stay here?
I know, right?
What is waiting for you in the future?
I like this, though. They're very smart to address this.
Yeah.
Oh, and this part of the music. God.
Why doesn't he just stay here then? Hmm. What if we get stuck in the gate with every iteration of Gato?
I'm down with that. Bad disco for all time.
He's basically a karaoke machine. Maybe he has more songs. We just never got to explore them.
Oh. Yikes.
I mean, Gato, Gate, they're pretty similar.
I do like that this arrangement is just about the right length, that if you click through the text at a reasonable pace, like, it all works.
Yeah. Yeah, why do you have to just, like, why?
Kitty. Hey, Kitty.
So this is the part, if I would have really worked, she'll chase like 18 cats through the gate. But I didn't.
Oh.
She's really good at the guilt.
I know, right?
Your cat's
Or
running away.
The goofy Specchio theme.
This is your fault.
Comic relief.
And it's kind of nice after all the feels to have a silly
Yeah,
thing.
Mom's gone.
You need all the funnies I want.
I'm gonna make pizza rolls.
I'm gonna eat
And
cookie dough.
I'm gonna eat them in the den where I'm not supposed to.
I'm gonna stay up after 9 o'clock.
I'm gonna play basketball in the house. Oh my god, I want the sequel where you just go after Chrono's mom, and that's the whole game. If this were like an indie game being released now, that would be like a bonus level to thank the like people who backed him on Kickstarter. Nope.
This is so rude.
Yeah, it is. If
Well,
the epoch is broken, by the way, in your playthrough, you'll ring the bell and float off in the balloons instead.
How do you break
yeah.
it?
If you ram it into Lavos, you lose access to it.
Oh.
That's if you fly it in 1999, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
neat.
I love the idea of hitting the sunstone for fireworks, by the way. This is badass. I also like the light touches to the ending that like make the side quests worth doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fair number of endings you get based on which things you do, right?
I think there's something like
21 or
5
something.
variations to this
Yep.
ending specifically.
Oh, yeah, variations.
And then there's 9 other endings we will not cover on stream
Right.
because they're clearly non-canonical and jokes.
Also, what continent is this? There is no continent that looks like this.
Like, what? I used to think, like, oh, where are all these towns? I never found them. I have to do New Game Plus to find all these other towns.
So, do you know where you can find those towns?
Live.
Compare to the ending of Final Fantasy VI, darken that, and you get this.
What?
At the end of Final Fantasy VI, there's a sequence where we, just like this, where we see the Falcon flying in a Mode 7
Yeah.
background over a bunch of stuff. It's
Yeah.
daytime there, it's nighttime here.
Oh, so
The
they
same?
just
It's
stole
not
the animation the
exactly
way they
the same,
stole so
but
many
if you
of
look
the...
at the towns flashing by, not
They look
here,
very
before we
similar.
went to the straight overhead view, the towns were arranged in a much more Final Fantasy VI-like manner than they were Chrono Trigger.
Such a good track.
Yeah, this is so good.
Gotta go find Scala.
The cinematography there of Magus going right while you warp left is really smart stuff, too. Like, every little touch about this game is perfection.
When I dip, you dip, we dip. In other words. I'm really losing it.
I played the Overclocked remix Chrono Symphonic version of this track by Ruben Key and Julianne at the pre-roll to the stream, but I really like the piano vocal setting of this.
This part with just the clock and the piano and the bass.
Yeah,
It sort of
yeah.
distills the entire game into one kind of arrangement, really.
Seeing this view of the planet, by the way, is important because, though I didn't do it, if you lose any of the final boss fights, you get an awkward ending that shows Lavos bursting through 1999 AD, and you see this planet
Woolsey.
being shattered. Yeah, hi, Ted Woolsey. And
Yeah.
you get this scary message. You can Google it. It says, the future refused to change as Lavos screams,
Oh,
and the game just
yeah.
goes to black, and you have to load again. Creepy as
Which
balls.
is way more of a guilt trip than, hey, you didn't feed the cat.
Yeah.
For sure it is. I like the idea of giving you a long cutscene when you fail against a key boss, though. Anyway, everybody, that's Chrono Trigger. I don't know what exactly we're going to do next time. I want to do one session of the Choose Your Own Adventure novel, Radical Dreamers. And it is a one-session game, if memory serves.
I think we should Hatoful Boyfriend at some point.
I'm down for Hatoful Boyfriend. But me, Dana, and Julianne will chat about what we're going to do, and you'll find out in a week or two.
And, feel free to hit us up on social media and request things, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Woohoo.
For tonight, though, we're out. Thanks for tuning in for the end of Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Good night.